What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. I do think it's working at this point. Let me know in the chat if you haven't. I haven't done any videos yet at my new place, so there should be some technical difficulties today, but we will get into it. Let me just make sure it's working, and then we'll just roll into it. Sorry for the technical. I haven't done any videos yet at my new place. Okay, it is working. Cool. All right, you guys. So hopefully, will be able to hear me. Okay, let's get straight into it. I won't waste any time. If you are just joining me, this is week number 2 of my challenge out of 48 episodes. This is episode number 5, where we list 4 times a week. So if you guys are just starting or want to join in this challenge, you can start at any time. The idea is you list 4 times a week, and it's just like marathon training. So the last day, you list more than the previous 3 days each week. And at the end of 12 weeks, you should be able to list $250 of profit in one day. Okay, it doesn't matter how many items you have. I know it used to be 10K on the bay, but you don't need to be 10K on the bay. You can just be one item on the bay and kill it as long as that item sells frequently. So thank you guys for joining in. I would appreciate it if you smash that like button. It'll help other people find this channel. But if this is your first time here, my name is Chris, and I earn a full-time living selling stuff online. And this challenge is about starting with as little money as possible and trying to get to $1,000 per week. And that is a sort of a average income in the United States. I want to clarify, we're starting with as little money as possible. For me, I don't have the time to do the homeless thing. I was thinking about doing this series where it says, I was I was a homeless reseller for a week. I was going to hire somebody to follow me for a week, literally be homeless, right? And have to figure out how to get clothing, food, and start literally from zero. But this is one step ahead of that. So I already have shelter. I already have some money. So we're starting with 200 bucks, but I am coming with a lot of experience coming into this. Okay, this is probably the 10th time I've built an eBay store from nothing. So we started with 0. The first week we listed 11 items. Okay, so everyone, that's just starting from nothing, right? So we listed 11 items the first week, 4 items sold for right around 200 bucks the first week. Not bad. In this particular challenge, I'm only listing stuff that's $40 or more, right? And that I purchased for $10 or less, roughly, unless it's something, exceptional or better. You guys can see I paid $11 for a pair of boots that sold for 75, right? That's not common either. I realize I'm in California, but I also want to point out that in California, the average rent is over $2,000 a month per person. So it depends on where you live. Specifically where I'm at, it's like over 3,000 per 1 bedroom. So it depends on where you live. Of course, I have the higher potential to run into something super duper valuable. But again, here, the Goodwills make insane amounts of money. The Salvation Armies, they make a lot of money because they sell themselves on all of the websites. If you guys know, Goodwill of San Francisco was actually one of the largest eBay stores. Okay, so the thrift stores here are not dumb. Everyone is hustling. It's just as difficult here as it in other places because I don't know where you live, but here, 24/7, there are resellers in every single thrift store. It's not a good thing that I get recognized every time I go out and look for things. That's not a good thing. You want to go to an area where there's not a lot of competition. And this is one of the heavier points that I want to point out with reselling. This is reseller straight talk. Okay, so if you guys enjoy this, definitely smash the like button. But I think a lot of people are confused. They think reselling is the same thing as working at McDonald's. Like you think you can go to work every day and it's the same. That's not how this works. Every single day in reselling is different. And you should be grateful for that because the highest paying jobs are different every day. If they were the same every day, then you would be either replaced by a robot or a minimum wage worker. If you're working at Burger King, maybe your job is the same every single day. If you're the Burger King janitor, you come at the same day and clean the same thing. That's not how reselling works. Every day the market changes. Every day the supply changes. Demand and supply change every single day, every single hour. I am kind of confused by this. There's a saying that says, I wasn't born yesterday. But it seems like a lot of people were born yesterday and they don't recognize that marketplaces change every single day. How do you not know that if you are a reseller? If you see something online that's hot, by the time you go home, it might not be hot. That should be really obvious if you sell things for a living, like the market changes all the time. If you don't sell this for a living and you're just getting started, it should still be obvious that when you buy gas, is gas always the same price? No, it's never the same price. I don't understand why I'm getting all these messages saying that, Chris, the pricing on my items have changed. It's supposed to change. It changes every single day. Don't be in this industry if you are not comfortable with the prices changing every day. I don't understand. I'm really confused because it seems like there are so many people who don't get that. So I got another question. This is like I knew that by doing this challenge, I would get this waterfall of haters because one, I'm really consistent. Okay, so the first week there were 4 days I was supposed to list. I didn't miss a single day. But on Friday, I only listed one item, and that's okay. Okay, because the goal for the first week is to list $10 profit the first week. This week, we're in week number 2 now. The goal is to list $30 profit 4 times this week. That's not easy. This challenge is not easy. This is couch to $1,000 per week, meaning get out of the couch and start making $1,000 per week. It's very, very hard. Okay, I'm basically cramming in a 4-year degree into 3 months. Okay, it's going to require a lot of dedication on your part because we're talking about the median income in the United States. Half of people will make less than you if you can do this. Okay, I mean 50% of people can't do this. That's the definition of the median income. Let's see. Solid Sales is saying you like Poshmark better because your sales are better there. So that is very interesting. Okay, because I have cross-listed every single clothing item, and my first 5 sales, all 5 were on eBay. Okay, I shared my closet 3 times. I have a ridiculously huge following. I still sold all 5 items on eBay first. Okay, now that doesn't mean that eBay is better or Poshmark is better, because I'll give you another example. Today, in one of my other stores, I sold 3 items locally. Okay, this is a new hustle I've added on to my reselling repertoire, which is selling stuff locally. So as I build macros for you guys, I'm going to show you guys how to list on multiple websites at the same time. I'm going to add in the local stuff. Now that I have a place to do business, I do business out of a storage unit. People can meet at the storage unit and it's great. It's like kind of like having an office without an office. And there's people there 24/7. It's already surveilled. I can just show up, exchange cash, and be done. It's great. So I'm really, really happy adding that to the concept. As an example, I just sold a Dyson vacuum for $65 locally. Paid $10 for it. The Goodwill said they didn't know if it was going to work. So as is, no returns on this, and you can't test it. So I said, no problem. Took it home. Worked fine. Sold it for $65. That same vacuum is selling for $100 on eBay. But the thing is, I'd have to ship it. It's just more complicated. So I said, come to my place in my storage unit. We'll plug it in. You can test it to see if it works. They tested it. It's fine. But I tested it myself already. But they still wanted to test it themselves. Sold it quick. Awesome. You don't know what's going to happen every single day. And this is the part that I really want you guys to understand. After this 12-week experiment, you should understand that every single week is going to be different. Okay, if you're looking for the same thing to happen every single day, you need to get a job. Okay, that's what jobs are for. And if you're coming from the job working 9 to 5, right, and now you are working a regular job, I'm sorry, if you're coming from a 9 to 5 into reselling, maybe that's why people have the mentality that it's supposed to be the same every day. Like, Chris, why can't I just order stuff and then list it and make money? Because that's called a job. That's called a retail job. Go to the mall and apply to work at one of those stores. It will be similar every single day. Even that will not be the same every day. So I'm really confused at this concept. It's like kind of like the most disgusting form of entitlement I've ever seen. It's not supposed to be easy. 50% of people make less than $52,000 a year already as a household. That's 2 people working. You just want to nonchalantly start reselling and immediately do better than 50% of people. It doesn't work that way. Do you think someone can do this challenge works on every single platform. You can do it on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, the offer up. Everything is the exact same. It's just you have to list consistently every single week. Guys, this is not rocket science. Okay, I'm listing Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It doesn't matter what website. I sell on Amazon too. Okay, the things I'm selling on Amazon, if I can't reorder it, I'm not selling it on Amazon. That's the way I'm approaching that model. I'm no longer doing used books. I like used books, but it's not something that I want to do because it can't be scaled via me. It can be scaled if I have book scouts looking for me, but that's not the route I want to go through right now. Also, you guys know Reezy Resells is a friend of mine, and he lives in the same area as me. And he has the book game on lock. That's not saying I can't start it and compete with him. I'm just saying I'm not. I'm already doing well in what I'm doing. I'm not going to start another book hustle when that's not even where I want to go with this. You like selling locally. Exactly. I always sell locally, and now I'm no longer double booking. I used to book 2 or 3 people on the same time to make sure it's sold. I don't do that anymore. I just do one at a time. Please come when you say you're going to come. If you don't come, please give me the courtesy that you're not going to come so somebody else can buy it. Just be civil about this. Um, let's see. You find revising on your eBays helps your sales. I agree. I recommend you revise 4% of your listings per day. So that's why this new store is around 1,000 items. I recommend adjusting 25 per day. Let's see. Forget the hater. No, here's the thing. I'm not concerned. I'm not focusing on the haters. I'm just saying there are a lot more haters now because they're watching me do it from scratch. So there's all kinds of new excuses coming up like, okay, your other store, I looked at your other store and not every single item is $15 profit. I don't work in my other store at all. People that get paid $15 an hour run that store for me. I wake up and the store does what it does. People ship, people list, people buy. I don't do anything in that store. That store is like infinite dollars per hour because I'm not even there. So, and they'll also say, I can't find shoes where I live. That may be true. I can't find today I bought 2 basketballs. Okay, if you can't find a basketball where you live to flip, then I don't know. I don't know. This is probably the wrong job for you, right? Like I can't do the whole thing for you. The only way I could do it for you is if I mailed you the stuff and I paid for it, right? And then if it didn't sell, I would buy it back. I don't know how to provide that service. That's it's not a thing. There's a big opportunity for anybody. You must work and work hard and have a plan and carry out the plan. Yeah, I mean, this is the plan, guys. List 4 times a week. Each week it goes up $20. 12 weeks later, you have a full-time business. Easier said than done. I'm just going to show you that it can be done. And I have challenges as well. This is not like this is the only thing that I'm doing. Okay, like I'm also planning a wedding, right? I also coach 100 people in my mastermind group. So there's 100 people texting me like what they're working on, right? I have people emailing me. I have one-on-one accountability partner, which I'm kind of slacking on. And then also like I have other stores that I'm running and I sell on different platforms and I have a YouTube channel, right? There's a lot of stuff going on here. It's not like I wake up and my goal is only to list one item. That's not it. In fact, this whole experiment is taking less than 2 hours a day. I consider that a very minimal investment. I'm in it, not in my normal spot. That's why the sound is not super good. Sorry, guys. What's up, Go Warriors? The people with excuses will just fail. Yeah, I know. I mean, I recognize that, but it's just I don't know. I knew the haters would come because of this, because people are looking for an excuse to fail. But just like I'm trying to give people no excuses to fail by just starting as close as I can to zero. But even zero is really hard for me to do because my habits are geared towards making more money. Today I listed 6 items for on the new account. If you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description below. Um, I think I was supposed to only list 1 or 2 items today, but I listed 6 just because my habits are so strong that 1 or 2 listings doesn't even feel like I did any work. So I've got to do, even though I haven't listed an item in 6 months this week, I feel like the old habits of just grinding are in here somewhere. They're just in my DNA. I can't just do a couple items. What's up, Zach? Let's see. That sounds like something the police could get involved in. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. You have sales when you are consistent. Yeah, so we're talking about 4 times a week. If you can't list 4 times a week, then you can't do this for a living. You really can't. Like, you have to have some type of consistency. What happens if you go to your job once in a while? You're gonna not have a job. You have to go to your job all 5 days. That's what a 9 to 5 is. Most of you need to just get a regular job and resell for fun. Um, let's see. Please join Discord is awesome. Duncan's in there helping out. Again, because of this new challenge, I really haven't had time to log in there, but there's really quality people in there that will help you make this work. How much time did it take me to do the research? Almost none, because I already have okay, let me give you guys an example. I bought a TF 1000 basketball today. I just remember from playing basketball, this is a really valuable basketball. I looked on the solds while I was buying it. It said brand new, they sell for $65. The guy wanted, Goodwill wanted $4 for two. Okay, $4 for two basketballs. So I was like, okay, worst case scenario, like I'll just have two more basketballs for my gym bag. I'm totally cool with that, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't spend very much time researching it, less than 1 minute. I typed in Spalding TF 1000 and it sold for $65 probably a few hundred times. It's a very popular basketball. So a lot of the stuff that I'm buying is just stuff that I already like. I'm in the market for wedding dress shoes. So I'm buying wedding dress shoes for myself. I'm knocking out two birds with one stone. I'm in the market for a rice cooker. So I bought two rice cookers to resell, right? I'm just using what I'm already looking for to resell. And you guys are asking me, like, how do I start YouTube? How do I start a second concept or a second stream of income? Make sure you have one stream of income first. But for example, I'm going to do a review of these two rice cookers that I bought that I'm going to resell. So basically, I can get an idea of which one is better. I can link Amazon affiliate links to those. So when people buy one or the other, Amazon will pay me a commission. There's a business right there. It takes a long time to get started. And those videos might only make me $1 a year, but I'm just practicing. I want that skill to be able to review. Plus, now when I resell these rice cookers, I'll actually have an idea of what to do. Do you think you should open up another store? No, just do it all in one store. It doesn't matter. It's not something that you should spend a lot of time on unless you want to brand your store for a specific reason. It doesn't. I'm only starting a second store so people can look at just this one store instead of bothering me on all of my stores. They can just focus on this one store starting from zero. If you are a beginner and you're new to my channel, the purpose of this challenge is to get you to list 4 items a week. 4 times per week. $10 profit minimum a day. The first week, then 30, then 50, then 70. If you're already a boss and you list $100 profit a day, no problem. Start still. The next week is 110. Next week is 120. It doesn't matter what level you are. This is the exact same challenge. People who run marathons have the same training as people that run Ironmans. People who run 10 marathons in a row, whatever. The training is the same. You run more than the previous week. Your wife are now full-time on Poshmark only. Nice. Poshmark is cool. Like, Poshmark's one of my favorite sites. I've done 150 grand on Poshmark my first year and a couple months. It's great. Nothing wrong with Poshmark. I'm just saying, for me as a professional reseller, I want to be on as many sites as possible with the same amount of work. Not as many sites as possible with more work. That's different. Okay, then that doesn't make sense, because you want to get more traffic with the same effort, not more traffic with more effort. Then you're making the same as before. You list 2 or 3 a day, and if you take any time off, sales drop. Are you being irrational? I don't look at it that way. I'm only listing 4 times a week, and I've had a sale almost every single day. I had a sale today too for $75 already. So that store is in $300 worth of sales. It doesn't matter as long as you have it listed. What's more concerning is what you have listed. I think you guys are confused. There's no formula that works. It's always different. Okay. The question of why when I do this does this not happen doesn't work in this job. This job doesn't have that. This job has every day you adjust it and hopefully it goes in the right direction. Sometimes it doesn't. If that sounds horrible to you, you need to work at a 9 to 5 where most of the day is the same. You show up, you don't show up on time, you get fired. You show up on time, you make it to the next part, which is did you do your job? If you don't do your job, you get fired. That's pretty much it though. When you're reselling, you can show up early, list properly, and not make any money. If you are not okay with that, this is going to be very painful for you. For me, if I don't sell something, I don't panic because it's part of the plan. The plan is not sell a bunch of stuff. The plan is my channel name, which is just improve your store every day. Oh yeah, if you guys could smash the like button, that would be great. Again, this is my new setup. I don't have a microphone set up. I apologize for the audio. You guys can see how simple I'm living right now. Very straightforward. So my day is, I'm trying to minimize my distractions. So like, look at this place. There's nothing, right? It's just me and my fiance living here. She has a career she's pursuing. I have a career I'm pursuing. We work really hard. Everything is really streamlined. Let's see. You take Sundays off. Nice. I usually work 6 days a week. How do I get the software you develop for automation? I'm going to give it away for free as soon as I'm done with the course. So the course will be free for you guys. I will ask you for your email address, but I'm going to get the course out to everyone for free. Sadly, on ecom, you can't. Yeah, that's true. You can't. I mean, most of you should be fired from your e-commerce hustle because you're not showing up on time. You're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you're spending a lot of time stealing. You're stealing money out of your own pocket by checking Facebook and Instagram and watching YouTubers. You should not be watching my channel right now. All you need to do is write down, I'm going to list 4 times a week and then do that. And that's it. You don't need any internet. And if you're listing 4 times a week in the same manner, you have 100% chance of failing. You have to improve how you list every single week or this doesn't work. Okay. Actually, there's the mistake that I made. This is not like physical. Okay. Let's say, for example, you're training for a marathon and you run 4 times a week. If you don't run farther, the following week, you don't get closer to running a marathon. I thought that was obvious, but apparently that's not obvious. Apparently you think you can just list the same used socks every single week the exact same way and your store is going to grow. That doesn't work. It's going to be even worse than the previous week if you do the same thing. There was a gentleman on Gary V. I just want to share this with you. He said that he had been working on his podcast for 11 years and not making any money. And the people were like, look, that means you're either not good enough or are you doing the same thing every week? If it's not, and the guy's like, well, the money is sometimes there, but it's not enough. Then Gary Vee was like, let me clarify for that. Let me clarify this for you. If the money is not enough, that means the money is not there. Okay, that's the same thing. Not enough money and no money is still not enough money. Okay, so the money is not there. You can't do the same thing for 11 years. Gary Vee asked him, how much time are you spending asking people who have the money to pay you? And he said, in 11 years, how much time have you spent? And he was like, 0. Like if getting paid is your goal, okay, then you need to find out who has money and then sell them what they need. That sounds obvious, but apparently not. Apparently you guys are just finding as random things as possible, listing them randomly and expecting predictable results. That doesn't work that way. I don't know. And it seems to be worse. It seems to be worse as people get older. I don't understand that. If you've been alive longer, shouldn't you recognize that life changes a lot more than you think? If you were born yesterday, then maybe you get an excuse that you didn't know things change. But if you were not born yesterday, man, I'm fired up. It's because of the number of messages I'm getting that don't make any sense. Oh, the app I recommend is called Way of Life. Way of Life is a free app, and it helps you. Let's see. Sorry about that. Just trying to manage. There's so much stuff I'm trying to do right now. The app I recommend is called Way of Life. Add in one habit at a time. Okay, add in like brush your teeth, floss, make your bed, put sunscreen on. I have run 4 times a week. I have list 4 times a week. And I actually am going to start a new challenge starting tonight. As if I'm not already busy enough. I'm going to create another store. Okay. And in this store, I'm going to list 7 days a week, at least one item. And that store, the goal will be to net $2,000 a week. Because I want to show you guys how my mind works. $2,000 a week is not twice as much work as $1,000 a week. It's like 10 times more work. There's a lot more complications when you're trying to do that because there's more things involved. It's very difficult to do $2,000 a week net by yourself. You can, okay. I don't want to do it myself though. I want to do exactly like my other store where people do it for me. And it's still not passive income. They're still texting me nonstop. Hey, this is not working. This isn't working. But I'm still using their time and I'm netting money on it because it's costing me less time to manage it than it was to run it. But that's I'm just going to show you guys, like, as you grow, it doesn't get easier. It might get more streamlined, but it's not easier. It's more headaches. How do you cancel an eBay transaction without getting a ding? You can't. You can say buyer requested cancellation, but eBay is going to become stricter on that in the future. You just can't screw up when you're first starting. Or you can rotate the defect like me. I probably have 6 defects out of 100. And I email the buyers and say, hey, I'm sorry. I send them a message trying to get them to cancel on their end so that I don't have to go below the defect rate, which is very, very strict on eBay, not as strict on Poshmark and Mercari. I know, beer 7 times a week. You're thinking about getting a VA. Okay, so Jennifer's asking, what's the best way to do a VA? The best way to do a VA is one task at a time. Doesn't matter hourly or whatever, one thing at a time. Help me do photography 1 time. Then if it works out, 2 times, then 3 times, then 1 week, then thousands of times. Just start with the smallest thing you can do, like list one item. What people do is they try to get the VA to do the whole thing, and the VA doesn't know you. They don't know your business. They don't know your categories. They don't know what your expectations are. And you're guaranteeing that they're going to fail by giving them too many things on their plate. One thing, one at a time. That's how you should start. It doesn't matter, hourly, contract based, just one. Have somebody help you with one thing in one unit, then do 2 units of that, then 4 units of that. What's up Central Coast? Do I recommend a guide for clothing? No, I don't. One of the stores that I'm copying is called Shop Material World. Just email me. I'll send you the clothing guide for free. Don't look at what consignment shops buy. That's what you should buy. People have already done the homework on what brands sell well. Don't buy any guides. Save your money. Okay, don't be ridiculous. Don't waste your money on a guide when the guide doesn't even matter. There's Gucci items that won't sell. Okay, like there's no like easy way to say that this is not the same every day. What thing do I like to sell? I like to sell what's selling. I'm sorry, that sounds like a jackass answer, but I just want to sell things that people want. I don't want to sell things that people don't want. And that's just what I'm always looking for. You know, when people look at my videos, they're like, oh, it's easy for you to find 4 shoes. How about I take you to the same spot as me and see if you can find those 4 shoes out of thousands of pairs? Do you know which ones to look for? How quickly can you look through solds? Do you have previous experience selling them that helps you eliminate 90% of them? Probably not, right? The shoes are all there. You guys have the choice. You can move to California and live in a tent if you want and shop at the same places that I shop. You can go on the internet and use the same places that I look online. Doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. I know, right? Looks like she's home. All right, guys, everybody have a great night. Smash that like button. I'll see you guys next time.